All right, hello. So, 5 reasons why meditations do not work. So, first is our perception of meditation. So, you think of meditation and you have this person sitting full lotus in this peaceful state, spine straight up, and everything is falling into place. Mind stops, stress goes away, and realistically, we know that ain't true. We know that even just to sit there with majority having aches and pains or a bad wrist or ankle or back or whatever isn't even possible. So the position that is even portrayed isn't even inviting to go into. Sure, you can sit comfortably on a couch, or you can lay down, and all of those are great. But the idea, the perception I feel the majority have on meditation is that you do it, and if you are meditating, then you are in a non-stressed state. And especially for beginners or for those who are trying it or maybe just don't fully understand meditation, it's not realistic. That's not how it really works. And I'm sure if you've tried it, you know it. And I'm going to break this down later in the video also. So, secondly, is the right meditation. So, the second one is picking the right meditation for the situation and for your body. So, as I mentioned, for number one, we have this perception of what meditation is. And then number two is realizing that there are multiple ways to meditate, and there are multiple meditations to do, and each one can fit a different situation, a different scenario. And so you have sitting meditation, where you are sitting, your spine is aligned, you're able to breathe into your belly, focusing on your breath. Maybe it's guided, maybe it's not. A lying meditation. Most end up falling asleep, which is totally okay. There's moving meditations, there's guided meditations, there's visual meditations. And so you really want to focus on all of them and experiment with each one, because each one is going to add a different value to where you are in your day, where you are in the practice of meditation, where you are mentally, where you are as you know. So everyone's going to be able to use these tools differently. So number two, meditation doesn't work because your toolbox is empty. So experimenting obviously takes some time. So I want to give an example of how these change up throughout the day. So you're in an office, busy, stressful. You're probably not going to take your time out, clock out, lay down on the office floor and say, okay, put on that visualization or that guided meditation. I need a 20-minute break. Realistically, it's not going to happen. But deep breathing can. The chances that deep breathing is going to be beneficial to you, though, on the first or second or third or month into practicing a meditation is going to be a hit or miss. Sometimes it can be great. Sometimes it's going to piss you off. Sometimes it's not going to work at all. And so maybe at that point you use moving meditation. And that's where you get up, you leave the stressful environment, you go for a walk. And it's not just a walk. If we're talking a moving meditation, it's not just a walk where you're burning off the energy and your mind is still going about all the work things and all the things you're mad at and all the things are stressing you and all the things you have to do after work. It is a way of focusing the mind of, okay, when you walk, your heart rate goes up, your breath changes, and you have something else to focus on. It becomes the distraction, just like a guided meditation would be the distraction for the mind when you're just starting off, whether you're in a lying or a sitting position. And so you want to use this moving meditation as a way to focus your energy and then to quiet and calm your mind and eternalize it inward. So it is that help, that assistance. In college, so I would go at least once a week. My meditation, if I had the chance to be moving meditating at that time, I went to the gym often. And if I wanted to get into a meditative state when I was at the gym, I would shut the TV off in front of me, or I would find a place without a TV or a blank wall, and I would find a spot and I would just stare at it and I would run. I would put a towel over the machine so I couldn't see calories or distance or time or anything like that, and I would just go. And it brings you internal. It allows you, my heart rate changes, the body changes, my breath changes, and as I go, it gets harder. But I'm not able to really think about, sure, a thought will come, you think it, but I have other things going on at that moment that are creating chemical, physiological, emotional changes that I want to focus on, that I'm allowing that 20 minutes to be about. So that's the moving meditation. Deep breathing usually goes with all of them, and there's a lot of techniques for that. And really the guided meditations are going to fill your toolbox. So especially if you're new to meditation, do the guided meditations. It's going to give you many, many different tools and skills and options that eventually you can work with yourself. All right, so 3, the meditation, the practice is not done long enough. So meditation is a practice, just like you would practice soccer or the violin or ballet or math. It is a practice, and it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen the first try. It happens with repetitive learning, repetitive conditioning, and time put into it for an outcome. And so when it's not done long enough, what I'm saying is the first few times that you meditate are probably wonderful. You woke up and you felt refreshed. You felt like your body melted into the floor or to the yoga mat or the bed, whatever. And it was great. Maybe you tried the moving meditation. It doesn't matter. But usually you feel that for you, like, this is amazing. You practice it. You hit 5, 6 times. Granted, maybe it's within the same week because you want to keep going, you want to build this. And then something shifts, something changes. And this time you can't get comfortable. You're moving, you're itching, you're scratching, your brain won't shut off. You can't drop into it. I can't stay here. I can't lay here no more. Maybe you stop right in the middle. Maybe when you get up, you're more agitated and irritated and stressed out than before you even laid down. And that's okay. So most people stop right there. Like, okay, done. It felt good. As soon as it doesn't feel good, as soon as I'm uncomfortable, I'm not going to do it anymore. And that's very, very common. But I want to tell you that right there is the pivot point. Right at that part when you are fighting with yourself. When it's like, okay, I have to get deep with myself. Usually we don't say that. We're saying, okay, this is uncomfortable. Peace. I'm out. But remember, we are retraining the brain at this point. We are retraining the body. We are retraining your nervous system. We are retraining how you look at things, how you control your breath, how you hold your awareness. And all of that is the muscle that you're building and what you're reprogramming. Look at your age right now. How old are you? That means you've had that amount of years that you've programmed your body, your brain, your reactions, your nervous system, your triggers to act one way. And that's the way it happens. That's the way that you react to stress. That's the way that your body is triggered during different things. And you program that. It's all in the mind and our actions and our habits. And that is something that you're programmed. So now meditation, you're saying, I don't want to be stressed all the time, or I want to have control of my emotions, or I want to think more of abundance and happy thoughts. Well, that's the practice. And now you're saying, okay, let's do meditation for that. It gets hard. You're like, okay, well, it didn't work. That part you have to push through. So just as I said, as a practice, think of the soccer player or the math whiz or the violinist. Do you think that they didn't have difficult times? That they didn't have to take a step back, have some self-talk, and really get through that struggle, that uncomfortable? How uncomfortable would it be, I'm sure, to hold a violin for hours and hours and hours, and you reposition, or a soccer player to run and run and run to get to the point where they can run for an entire game. That took perseverance, and it took dedication, it took digging deep, and it took being uncomfortable. We're talking about the mind at this point. which the body is your physical signals and is the way that your body reacts and tells you, hey, something's going on. Either I have an infection, or I'm hurt, or this feels good, this is pleasure. We talk with ourselves through how the body feels. And so when it feels uncomfortable, it's time to listen. And at this point, it's telling us something's going on inside. And what it's telling you is that it is being reprogrammed. Something is changing. Something is happening. And your body's always going to try to protect yourself. So it's saying, hey, Jenna, do you want this to happen? Is this okay? Because we got some things happening, and for the last 32 years, you've told me we're going to react this way to this thing and this to this, and we think like this, and I don't think that's going to happen anymore if we keep doing this. And that's where you have to be real and say, yes, I am making the decision to get through this rough part because I want to change my mindset. I want to control my emotions. I want to have an awareness. I want these other outcomes that I can have through the practice of meditation. And the more you do that, the more the body says, all right, you make the rules. Here we go. Shifts over, aligns again, and you're able to drop into the meditation. There's no more fidgeting and no more itching. There's no more mind things. There's no more uncomfortable until you reach the next level. And it can go layer upon layer upon layer, just like any sport. You can get better and better and better. Or you get the point. You can keep going. You can keep deepening. You can keep sharpening these skills in this muscle. So that was number 3. You don't do it long enough. You don't stay dedicated long enough to align with your body to get the results. All right, so number 4. Number 4 is we look at meditation as it is something to do. As it's like a chore that has to be done for you to reach happiness or less stress or success or control your emotion, that it is something that has to be done, that you have to schedule out your day, that you have to make sure it's done properly and done right. And so I guarantee the reason you're looking at the meditation anyways is because your day is full, the day is stressful. And it's going to be hard to even say, I can put this in right here and then right here, and it's not adding more stress. The goal is for not to add more stress. It's not a thing to do. It's not a thing to schedule. Because really what it is awareness. It is a mindset. It is something that is a way of being. And sure, you may have to schedule in some things or physically do things to get to a full state of that point. But once you work and you build that muscle, where the violinist has built that muscle memory so good, she can do it with her eyes closed and in her sleep. You can do that with your brain and with the meditation. But it's not something that you do. Eventually, it'll be within your daily life, and you can do that right from the beginning of having that awareness and that mindset of what meditation truly is. And it ends up being such a power that you end up having control over your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and situations in ways that you probably have never had before. But it's not because you did something or you're doing something. It's because you've now changed the way you internalize a situation. You've now changed the way that your body reacts to stress or what triggers you to become stressed. You've retrained your outlook to look for solutions and to feel relaxed and confident, to where anything life brings you, you can analyze it differently. And you can view it differently and say, okay, well, I'm going to choose to go this route, and I'm going to choose to go this route, and this will be my final goal. And I'm able to focus on my goals. I'm able to focus on where I want without an emotional train running through my tracks. You're able to control your emotions, which energy and motion, they can literally run you down tracks like a train, and you have no control. It is a state of being, awareness of mindset. All right, so I hope that helped. The 4 reasons meditations just don't work.
Thank you, everyone. I am so excited to share with you all of my tips and tricks and insights when it comes to leaky gut. So please subscribe and join our Freedom from Leaky Gut Facebook group to learn more.